Hello, everyone on YouTube, Madden players. This is Preach Riley, and this is my series from beginner to contender. So, in this series, what we're working on, this is from Madden 13. I started playing after the Super Bowl was already over at the end of February, and I hadn't really ever played Madden before. I played a little bit back in like 2005, so it was a completely new game to me. And when I got on the sticks, I was lost. So I reached out for help. I looked to maddenmastermind.com, checked out some free tips that they had, a free guide that Kilo put up in the forums over there from the Madden students. At that time, he was on Madden students. And on defense, I ended up going and buying the Debo defense created by Dreamkillers and company. And so what that did is it made up for my lack of skill level. And what you're going to see here is we're in the mid 600 skill points, about 650, 660, somewhere right around there at this point. And you're going to see how the schemes give me the opportunity to win games. Now, one thing you just noticed right there, went right over Banning's head, is I did not use ball hawk. I actually did not start using ball hawk until somewhere in the 700s, close to 800 I think, before I actually started using it regularly. I really never got the concept of it. Again, I played a long time ago, and it was a thing where you had to time the jump, and so the whole concept of ball hawk was a little lost to me. And finally, it was quite some time later before I started taking advantage of that. Definitely could have helped me out early on, but not a whole lot because my user was so horrible that I usually wasn't nowhere in the vicinity. So right there, my boy Williams, DJ Williams, putting down the lumber, and we begin a turnover fest. Leave in the comments if you ever had a game like this where it's just one turnover after another, back and forth. What's the most turnovers that you ever had in a game? And were you able to pull out a victory in that game, or did you get slaughtered? So, leave that in the comments. Now here, Mays with the big hit. These are two linebackers that I personally am going to miss on the Denver Broncos. I love the Denver Broncos. Can't believe we got rid of both of those guys. I know Williams is injury prone, but he's really been a really good Bronco. And then Mays, he's a hard hitter and a really good versus the run. So, Denver Broncos, I don't know why you're getting rid of run stoppers. That's not exactly our strength, and hopefully they know what they're doing. But that's two of our linebackers right there that's out. So there he got a holding hole, so I went ahead and cut that clip short. Tried to go right back to the play. I don't blame him, but unfortunately it didn't work out for him. Debo, as you can see, the defensive guide, definitely doing what it was created to do, and that is to get sacks, to get pressure, to get turnovers. So definitely did his part. Kilo's offensive scheme from Atlanta, this is the Atlanta book, definitely doing his part. The problem is me not making the right read. So again, I've said this before, there's a difference between if you have a really good scheme and, someone like Peyton Manning is running that scheme, or you have someone like Kevin Kolb or Kyle Orton or something like that running the scheme. There's definitely going to be a difference. Peyton's ability to make full use of the scheme and every aspect of it is definitely going to bring that scheme to life. But here, in real life, none of us are Peyton Manning, but on Madden, I'm definitely no Peyton Manning, so I definitely struggle. I have gotten better at my progression, at my reads, at my users. All of these things have progressed. Am I ready for 25? That's what we're going to find out as we go along in this series. So definitely feel that I've put myself in a much better position by reaching out to others for help. So, what I want you to take away from this series again is how much you can improve if you look to others for help. I look to Madden Mastermind IMAV, Mastu Chappie. I picked up his FU, the Fire Up ebook. You're going to see some of that later on as I go to get into the 700s. Use Kilo's offensive schemes, the free ones, for a good while. Later on down the road, I did get a paid one. I did go ahead and buy one for Kilo. That was, it's a terrific scheme. Definitely, it was the first time that I truly felt that I could score every single time. So, even, at the level that I am. So, the value of schemes, the value of getting help from others, picking up tips from others. Maybe you're already an excellent player, but there's always things from other people that you can learn. The thing is, will you be humble enough to do so? So if you're humble enough to look for help, to pick up tips, you're definitely going to be able to make a bigger improvement in your game. So take that away from this series, beginner to contender. Look how the help. Look at this. This is a prime example. The scheme worked. I had someone wide open, R1 for a touchdown. I had triangle open. I just made the bad read. But the scheme worked. It was my effectiveness in executing the scheme at that exact moment. I didn't make the proper read. And again, I've said this in other videos. It's because I did not lab sufficiently the scheme in practice or versus the computer. I simply got the route combination down, and then I jumped into the game. So, for Madden 25, I'm definitely going to care more about that, about my skill points. I'm going to lab more to get more comfortable with this game before going into ranked games. Here on Madden 13, I wasn't concerned about losing skill points. What I was concerned about was getting better, and how I felt would get me better the fastest was to go against actual competition. So that's why I'm gonna make some bad reads. I'm going to lose some games that maybe I wouldn't have if I would have labbed, but I felt that it did help my progression. And because it was the end of the year, the skill points wasn't really a big deal. This year, starting off new, I want to see what I can do. I want to see the progression that I made. I want my running backs to catch wide open passes. My goodness, Hellman. Oh, you have no idea how many passes that boy has dropped for me. So, look at Thomas with the effort. Just didn't quite come down with it, but definitely appreciate the effort there. So, another thing to take away from this game, you saw that this guy was down 28-7. And just like in the Philly game where I had the opponent down, this guy didn't quit. 28-7, a lot of people would go ahead and quit out, rage quit. But he stuck with it. I started making some silly mistakes. He made a couple adjustments on covering the tight end streak. And he was able to not only come back in the game, but to take the lead. So definitely, just because you go down early, persevere. Don't give up so easily. It can really be a test of character. Fight it out. You're going to learn some things about yourself, and you're going to learn some things about Madden on how to make adjustments as well if you go ahead and do that. Now, unfortunately for this guy, in the end, I still had Debo defense. He was in a situation where he had to pass. If you have to pass against a dream scheme, you're in trouble because the heat is coming. It says the heat is on. It's gonna come. But so anyhow, big shout out again. Thanks to MaddenMastermind.com for your help. To Kilo for your help. If it wasn't for you guys, I would have quit Madden real early on. It would have been way too frustrating. But you definitely helped me to have some fun with the game, to find some success early, and give me some kind of foundation to build on. So Kilo, he's on nextgenmadden.com. Check him out. Check out MaddenMastermind.com. Check them out. This is Preach Riley, and I'm out.